Hi, I'm Sam Payne, host of the Appleseed Podcast. This season, imagine this: a crackling fire, a mug of cocoa, and family gathered around a great story. All you need is the fire and the cocoa. We'll take care of the stories. Join us in every episode of the Appleseed Podcast for folk tales, fairy tales, family stories, tall tales, and more, shared by some of the country's most beloved storytellers, and just right for gathering around. Make it a Christmas season to remember with the Appleseed Podcast. Find the Appleseed wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, and welcome to a special update of Strong Sense of Place. Thanks for being here. Some of you may have noticed that we promised you podcasts that we did not deliver. The last podcast that came out was Hollywood in early May, and we were supposed to follow that up with Costa Rica, I think. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly they stopped.
They did.
And some of you know why that is, and others of you do not. I had a medical emergency in the middle of May. I had surprise surgery.
Yay!
Which is the worst kind of surprise, maybe.
It's pretty bad.
It wasn't great. I am fine now. I'm still recovering a little bit. We're working on getting back to a sort of a working schedule for us.
Afternoon naps are very big in our house right now.
That is accurate. The details of my medical adventure we're going to talk about in a separate podcast because...
Not everybody wants a strong sense of hospital?
Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. And I totally get that.
I get that too. I didn't want a strong sense of hospital either.
Yeah. But if you're interested in my medical adventure, we're going to tell that story. But this podcast is just to say that... I had cancer, and I seem to be doing about as well as I can, but it has thrown us off, and it's still off.
But we wanted to make sure that you heard from us.
Yeah.
So here we are. The really good news is that Dave is cancer-free.
Yep.
And we found out just yesterday he does not have to have chemotherapy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of relief in our household right now.
There is. Plus... Yesterday was also the day that we finally became fully vaccinated.
That's right.
Things are just looking up all over the place.
We did the only reasonable thing we could do and went to 2 bookstores.
And had breakfast out and coffee and sat on a balcony and watched people go by. And it was a lovely, lovely day.
It was a nice little slice of normal after a really rough 8 weeks and also 14 months.
Almost 500 days of self-isolation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what all of this means for you is that we should know more about our production schedule in a few weeks.
Yes.
Dave is still healing. I am being a taskmaster about him taking his time to get back to normal.
Yes.
We will share updates with you as soon as we can. Our very next to-do item is to figure out what kind of schedule we think we can support and then share that with all of you. And the best way to keep up with what's happening with Strong Sense of Place is to sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah. And the newsletter in and of itself is great. It'll tell you what's going on with us. And it's a nice email from Mel you get on Friday afternoon. It'll get your weekend started right. Like we said, if you're interested in hearing about what's going on with us, take a listen to our next podcast episode called a mini episode, Dave's Emergency Surgery.
Fun title to write.
And we will be back with you shortly.
Thank you so much for your patience. We will get back to making this show just as soon as we can.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you soon.